Hey everyone, all right, Mommy Monday, third trimester. We gotta get this done so we can move on to the scary parts, for me anyway, which is the whole point that we've been leading up to. When I've been editing the first two videos, the first trimester and the second trimester, I'm always like, oh shoot, I forgot to say that, or oh, I wish I would have said that. And it's hard because I'm not currently pregnant, so when I'm talking about the first trimester and the second trimester and now the third trimester, it's not something I'm currently going through, so it's kind of like a stretch for me to remember those things and to remember all the things that I was researching or currently going through, where when you're going through it, like that's what you're thinking about then. So there's a lot of things that I forget and whatnot. And so hopefully there's something helpful in these videos. The next couple videos are going to be the videos that will be harder for me to make, and that'll be birth and postpartum depression. And those are the ones that I am passionate about, because you'll see why when I make them. But it wasn't all glamorous, and they were hard, they were difficult, there was a lot of tears, and I'll probably have some tears when I make the videos. But I do know that that I had, at the time, I had wished that I had someone to kind of like look to have a little bit of hope, or to know that I wasn't the only one that wasn't feeling like everything was perfect, you know? Anyways, I'll get to that, but now we'll get into this. So during pregnancy, I was really uncomfortable. Part of it was because I was having the sciatic pain. I was gaining a lot of water weight. I actually had pregnancy-induced carpal tunnel, so I started getting a lot of like the tingling in my fingers. By the time I actually had my daughter, I had like numbness in my fingers, and that was really weird. My feet were really swollen. I gained a lot more than I should have. I think by the time I had my daughter, I had gained 70 pounds. About 30 of it was water weight. Right after I had my daughter, 30 of it came off like that. Like, it was still a lot more, and I think that because I was nauseous for so long, like the first 5 months, I would eat carbs, milk, and ice chips. Ice chips don't contribute to that, but just like milk and the carbs. Because I was nauseous, I ate what I could stomach, and so gaining so much, I think, was not so good. And I don't want you to feel bad. Like, gaining weight is normal. Usually women gain around like 25 to 35 pounds, but if you gain like 40 or 50, don't beat yourself up over it. Some women wonder like, what are you gaining, or why are you gaining weight? And so I had looked this up during pregnancy, but it says, where does the extra weight go during pregnancy? Like, why are you gaining weight? So typically a baby, you know, around 8 pounds is a baby, and that could give or take a few pounds. There's no like perfect 100% weight. The placenta, around 2 to 3 pounds, amniotic fluid, around 2 to 3 pounds, breast tissue, because things get bigger, around 2 to 3 pounds. Your blood supply actually increases, around 4 pounds. Stored fat for delivery and breastfeeding, 5 to 9 pounds. Larger uterus, 2 to 5 pounds. So that total is anywhere from 25 to 35 pounds. That is completely normal. And something that really bothers me is when women gain a couple pounds and they'll be like, oh, I've gained 15 pounds. And they're upset about it. That's like way under what's considered normal, and they are upset. It is completely normal to gain weight during pregnancy, and it is healthy to gain weight. You need that weight, and as women, we actually need fat. Like, we need fat, and it is normal, and it is healthy, and it is healthy for us to have that for breastfeeding, and we need energy, and we need fat stores for that. So please don't beat yourself up for gaining weight. Now, you know, don't go on the other side of that and gain 100 pounds just because you think that it's your right to, but it is okay to gain a normal, healthy amount of weight, and there is a reason for gaining that weight. So I just wanted to put that out there. And there's a reason for it and whatnot, but just you're beautiful, and gaining that weight is a beautiful thing, and you're not ugly, and it's not unhealthy. And I want to shake some of those girls and be like, sweetheart, you gained 2 pounds. Like, you're supposed to gain that weight. So anyways, yeah, there's that. And something that I had completely forgotten about until I had a little conversation with Lisette's Beauty, because she is pregnant, and I'll put her link down below because she is so cute, was that I had a fetal Doppler. And a fetal Doppler is like something that you can have at home where you can like hear your baby's heartbeat at home. I had bought one. I'll have to post the link down below. I don't have it with me because I have it loaned out to a friend who is studying to be a doula. So she's using it with a client right now. But you can use it at home to listen to your baby's heartbeat. I used the Sonoline B Fetal Doppler, and I got this like at the very end of my first trimester or at the very beginning of my second trimester, either one. But it measures your baby's heartbeat, but it has like the little thing. It looks similar to what the doctor uses at the doctor's office, and I put it on my belly, and I could listen to my baby's heartbeat, and it would say like how fast the heartbeat was going. And what I liked about it was that you could record it, so you could share it with family members if you wanted to. And since my husband's parents were out of state, we thought that that would be kind of cool. We never actually used it, but we had intentions of using it. The only thing that I would caution you against is that you don't want to get paranoid, because sometimes the way the baby is positioned, you can't always find the heartbeat. So if you go to use it and you can't find the heartbeat right away, you don't want to freak yourself out and be like, oh my gosh, something's wrong. Because sometimes I would have a hard time finding the heartbeat and I would start to freak out. I liked having it, and you know, I thought it'd be, I had fun like listening, and sometimes she would kick at it, and it was something fun to have. It wasn't that expensive. I bought it at Amazon. I don't see it on Amazon right now, but right now I'm on Fetal Harmony, and that's where it's at right now. But that is what I used. It was nice to have. There were times that I would get worried if I didn't feel her move, and I would check and her heartbeat was there, and that gave me some comfort. Might be out of position or in a different light because I had to step away from the camera for a minute. You may hear little Miss Priss next door. She is fighting her nap. So she's in there playing, but she likes to yell. So another thing that happened during the third trimester, and I'm gonna have to open up my computer because there was something I wanted to show y'all. Y'all, I'm not even from the South. I'm from Southern California, but y'all is such a convenient word. Y'all. Okay, so this was elective. This was not something that just comes with like ultrasounds, but that comes with ultrasounds normally. Maybe your doctor's office does it, but mine didn't. We wanted to get a 4D ultrasound, and a 4D ultrasound is well, I'll just show you. It looks very, very cool. So it looks like this, and I'll probably have to zoom in, or you know, yeah, I think you might actually be able to see it. So look at those little chipmunk cheekies. Isn't that cute? Oh, my little babe. And what's funny about this is I had an anterior placenta, so my placenta was like on top. And when we went to get these done, she was pretty much burying her face in, and I was getting frustrated, and I was tired. This was like later in pregnancy, and They say that the optimal time to get this done is around 26 to 30 weeks. And I looked this up just to like read this to you guys. This depends on how you would like to see your baby. Before 24 weeks, babies have a more skeletal appearance with 4D, but you are able to see more of baby at once. From 28 to 36 weeks, babies are developing the fat layer that fills in their features, so you will see more facial detail at this time. We think the best time to visit us is between 26 to 34 weeks in your pregnancy. So I went during my 29th week. And like I said, I had an anterior placenta and I really wanted to see her. And I remember that she just kept pressing her face into my placenta. So I couldn't see her. And I was like, are you serious? And it was like, I think it was like $125 or something. So you see what you see. And I was like, girl, you best move. And the girl was really sweet and she was kind of like helping me move to try to like swish things. So I think you can see, I don't know what was wrong with me, but while we were getting it done, oh, these ones, okay. So these ones, we got a little bit of her body, but this one here, she's yawning. Oh. And then she confirmed the sex for me, I guess is what you would say. She had female parts, and then the little feet. And I remember seeing her nose and I was like, what the heck is wrong with her nose? It was like big and fat and smushed. But I don't know what was wrong with me. While we were there, I was kind of like, she looks weird. She looks so weird. And they do look weird, but she had this big old fat, like flat nose. And I don't know, I just wasn't really like, I don't know, it was just kind of, it wasn't like amazing, amazeballs or anything. But they also do video of the ultrasound. So when we went home, we watched the ultrasound with family, and they switched back and forth between like the regular ultrasound and then the 4D ultrasound. And that was nice. I think maybe like not being on the table and having, you know, the thing going on and just being able to watch that, I just started to tear up and I was like, oh, that's my baby in there. And just seeing her little, I don't know, I look at these and, you know, I kind of looked at her and I'm like, what is that? You know, like I said, I thought she looked weird. I'm like, this is so weird. But after she was born and I look at these, I'm like, she totally, like, I can see that in her now. And okay, this one I have to show you. And this one, she's smiling. Look at that, in the womb. In the womb, you guys. I'm getting all choked up over here. Oh, yeah, this one too, see? Oh. I'm getting sappy. There's that. In case you're interested, you can probably, if your doctor's office doesn't offer it. I know that my doctor's office did offer it for an extra fee, but cost-wise, it wasn't as good of a deal as this. So like they did do it, but it wasn't, it was a lot more expensive for what you got. And I did some shopping around on the internets, and price-wise, we got a good deal. And so we did that, and it was worth it. I'm glad that we did that. And let's see if there's anything else. I was uncomfortable, I was in pain, gained too much weight, had the fetal monitor, which I should have mentioned in my first video. Heartburn. Ooh, I had that bad. And I think I had that because as you get bigger, everything gets like squished up really small. And so you really need to eat smaller meals. But if you ate a little bit too much, it just gave me heartburn a lot easier. Tums became my best friend. But heartburn was a pain in the butt. And so to help alleviate that, I just really tried to make sure that I ate really small like snacks a lot during the day instead of like bigger meals, because there just was no room for that. And then just sleeping elevated, because even if I didn't eat before bed, just laying on my side, I would wake up with like with ickies. It was gross. So I would just kind of try to keep myself elevated. And prenatal massage, I got a couple of those towards the end. Having my husband massage. Oh, and this is kind of weird. And I learned this at a prenatal class, but a lot of times you get low back aches and you try to massage and stuff like that, but the one thing that really made a difference, and I thought it was weird when the lady first mentioned it, but when you put it into practice, it totally works. If you get on to your hands and knees, so I guess, what do you call it? Is that doggy style? Is that the term? If you get on your hands and knees and have your husband take his thumb and where your back and your butt, I guess, start. I don't know like the proper technical terms. And where your butt crack starts, where that crease starts, I guess. If he takes his thumb and like applies pressure and just kind of rubs in a circular motion, there's nerves there that where, because of all the pressure where like the baby's pushing and stuff, if you do that and he rubs and he presses there, it does amazing things. This nurse at the hospital told the class this, and she had us do it like while we were there. And I mean, I think it was a little awkward for us all at first, but then I think that all those husbands were probably thankful, because all of us wives were probably just like, oh my God. It was like the miracle button of pain release, because no massage was helping the pain as much as that technique. So like every night up until it was time to give birth, I was like, can you massage my crack? I'm not kidding. It was like, it was the best. So if you're pregnant and you start having some pain in your back, in your butt, in your side, whatever, you may want to try that out. Just saying. So that is the 3rd trimester, and I'm sure that I have forgotten a lot. Make sure that you're drinking tons of water. It is so important. It is so important. And a book that I would recommend reading before you have your baby is Baby 411. I had heard a lot about this book before I was even pregnant, when I would go to baby showers for friends, and I was like, yeah, whatever. And then my best friend, who had her 2nd child before I'd even had my 1st, kept telling me while I was pregnant, have you read it yet? Have you read it yet? She bought this for me, and she's like, have you read it yet? And I said no, and she's like, you need to read it. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And I didn't read it, and I didn't read it, and I didn't read it. And then I had my baby, and I like, finally I picked it up and I started reading it, and I was like, why didn't I read this before? Like, this thing was amazing. This thing is amazing. You need to have this book, and I definitely recommend picking it. I have the Toddler 411 now, and I love it. So anyways, there you go. And like I mentioned before, the next video I'll be doing will be my birth story, which I'm nervous about. And after that will be postpartum depression. And those next two, I'm scared to do. I'm nervous. The birth one, you know, like that one's kind of nervous to do, but postpartum depression, I am, like, they kind of like blend into each other, so I don't know exactly how to do them. I just know they're going to be long videos. So I don't know if I should, like, how I should split them up. Let me know, like, if you, like, what you think. Like, if I should split them up, or I could even split them up and, like, post them on the same day, or split them, I don't know. Tell me what you think about that, because there is no way for me to make them short. Like, I can't make them short. So, let me know what you think about that. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.